Hi guys, it's me, your girl Chris, and welcome to another episode of Shenanigans with Friends. This is 108, I feel like. Yeah. So, solo dolo. So, I don't like to waste any time. Let's get into it. What better way to bring in an episode than talking about breakfast cereal, right? It's like the first meal of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, get all your fucking nutrients and stuff like that. But imagine if not only were you getting your nutrients, but also your drugs. Frosted Flakes, right? You're like, oh, okay, frosted with fucking what is that, like sugar? Yeah, it's like sugar, like, but like I don't know what kind of sugar, like not like regular sugar, but y'all know the fucking. You guys have eaten Frosted Flakes. I shouldn't have to explain this to y'all. Frosted Flakes, but these Frosted Flakes that were apprehended by Border Patrol and Customs was a little bit of gray, had like a grayish tint. Definitely was not frosted with whatever Tony uses, but definitely frosted with whatever Tony from fucking Scarface uses. Cocaine, guys, if you guys have never seen that movie or you're not familiar. Cocaine. And so, okay, so immediately, because I have to always tell you guys my first knee-jerk reactions of things. Like, immediately I was like, damn, like, I'm thinking a pristine-looking box of Frosted Flakes, and, like, a nigga just, like, pouring them in a fucking bowl, and he's like, oh. And then, like, he looks up, and everything's, like, anime. Like, I don't know how it feels to be, like, on Coke, but I feel like if you ate a bowl of Coke Frosted Flakes, that's definitely what's going to happen when you look up. I don't know. I feel like it, because it's, like, a breakfast cereal, Saturday morning cartoons, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see it. Anyway, it did not look like that at all. I was very actually 2 thumbs down to the reporting because it didn't really look like Frosted Flakes. Like, if you got that box, you would clearly know it wasn't like a Frosted Flakes. Like, it's mad, like, gray, like, kind of like, it's not inviting looking. Of course, the fucking snitch cop, aka the fucking sniff dog, right? Snitch cop. He fucking found the shit. And they were like, oh, it's just breakfast cereal. And they poured it out, and it definitely wasn't. So, of course, I'm concerned, though, at why it was a shipment from Peru going to Ohio. Is that a strange, like, I mean, I'm not saying that, like, niggas in Ohio may not have Peruvian connects, but that just seems like for them to have, like, that's where they found it, that's where they caught it. That just seems very weird to me, and it seems like they're making this a thing instead of, like, figuring out why it was there or, like, where it was coming, or, like, I mean, like, who it was coming from. I don't know. But basically, they're saying that this box of Frosted, or these boxes of Frosted Flakes would have basically been street valued at about, like, $2.8 million. So, like, the most expensive breakfast cereal you've ever fucking eaten in your whole fucking life, okay? So there's that. All right. So, okay. So speaking of fucking Frosted Flakes that are just not like they should be, your boy Shaq. We all know he's like a fucking big kid at heart. So I'm assuming his fucking favorite cereal must be Frosted Flakes because, like, why Frosted Flakes? And I'm saying this, and hold on, let me just back up. I don't want anybody to think that there's any Frosted Flakes slander on this side. I have mad respect for Frosted Flakes. My great grandmother, that used to be her favorite cereal, and she would always eat it with fucking half and half. And, like, talk about, like, ritzy ditzy, like, also super sweet, but, like, talking about, like, oh, you don't have half and half? Oh, never mind. Like, that's, like, for real. And so, like, I grew up like that. And so, like, I can eat Frosted Flakes with, like, regular milk, but it's like it doesn't taste the same for me. So, like, that was like my, like, decadent, like, breakfast cereal, like, because I had, like, fucking all the other shit, fucking Lucky Charms and fucking Honey Smacks for a while. We'll have to talk about cereal one day, guys. But anyway, so I don't want you guys to think there's any fucking, like, Frosted Flakes slander whatsoever. I love it. It's great. I usually always have some. I just don't know about this one. Okay, so let me just fucking explain what it is. It is Frosted Flakes with, of course, because it's your boy Shaq, it's got basically, like, I'm just going to say what they said it is, crispy cinnamon basketballs. I don't know that I want to be associated with something else is going to cut my mouth open. Like crispy basketballs, like first of all, dangerous shape, right? Dangerous shape when you're dealing with fucking cereal. Dangerous shape. But definitely, as if like, I mean, well, Frosted Flakes kind of get soggy pretty fast. So I was gonna say like those fucking edges are sharp, but like not when you're drinking eat them with milk. But anyway, the crispy basketballs giving me like Captain Crunch tasting things, and like I have like such like bad like childhood trauma from fucking fucking Captain Crunch. Clearly, we are really gonna have a conversation about cereal one day, guys. Oh my god, like I have stories about cereal. Anyway, my fucking mom used to always fucking love Captain Crunch, like just OG Captain Crunch. Sometimes she eat the Crunch berries, but like fucking Captain Crunch. And it's not, and I know you guys are like, why you rolling eyes at the captain? Like, okay, the captain is cool, right? But you can't eat too much of the captain because, like, then, like, he'd be, like, cutting the top of your mouth, like, the roof of your mouth, and, like, that can't be good. Like, and I mean, like, I'm okay now, like, but, like, the fucking torture that I was going through while I was doing it, like, y'all don't care. Anyway, all I'm saying is crispy basketballs and some cereal. First of all, don't put crispy in my fucking like crispy, like you could what's something like see because crispy made me think of like the off-brand like Rice Krispie treats, but crispy okay they got crispy in theirs. But I don't know, guys. I don't know if I want to eat this. Apparently, they're going to be in supermarkets. I mean, will I buy one? Probably. Will my mouth be bleeding? Sources say yes, probably. So I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna get it just because of the box, because Shaq is on it and he looks super goofy, and it's like, why not have that, right? And worst case, my fucking kids will eat it. So anyway, oh, they had a video on fucking Instagram of him unboxing his box. Nigga, why does everything have to be a fucking like Ivy Park fucking Jordan fucking like all the boxes are like fucking I can't nigga, it looks like a shoebox is the point I'm trying to tell you. Like they was about to pull out some fucking exclusive fucking Frosted Flakes fucking gym shoes or some shit for this nigga. That's how the box came. It was just a fucking box of cereal. Just a fucking box of cereal. Anyway, enough of this. Seriously, who's gonna come on here and talk about cereal with me? This is clearly I have things. Anyway, so let's move on. Speaking of food, and this also kind of qualifies for like local news. So yay. Okay, so in Vegas here, there was a lady who went to McDonald's. I'm just gonna give y'all the fucking like rundown because like all of the articles that I found, like all of them are trying to like, oh, she's just a fucking stay-at-home mom, like making masks and stuff. Like, I don't know how that part is relevant to the story. It's really not. Like, I'm just noticing that like a lot of news outlets and stuff are just really like trying to pack on the sympathy for stuff. And it's like the story is bad enough. Like, there's definitely no need for us to like feel bad that like she's poor like the rest of us. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so she goes to McDonald's. Apparently, she's ordering a bunch of stuff. The girl on the fucking other side is apparently done. She don't want to take no more of this woman's order. So the lady was like, oh, wait, I forgot my iced latte. The girl was like, oh, well, it's too late to order. So, and I imagine that they did the Diddy stares. Like the lady was staring into the fucking talk box and the girl was just staring into wherever the fuck she was staring, like looking. But so the lady asked for a manager. And I don't even like, I feel like this had all, no, I'm not even gonna go there. I was gonna say it had all the makings to be a Karen fucking situation, but the girl was being kind of whatever the fuck. So anyway, so the lady asked for a manager. Manager comes, he's like, got you, don't trip, come to the next one, all your stuff. They hand all her stuff to her except that iced latte. And then somebody comes to the window and says, your drink isn't ready yet. Go to the third window. I'm gasping loud for the audio, like, because I'm not moving from that window. Like, all of my stuff is ready right here, though. Like, and you already had an attitude. See, so the black girl in me already knows, like, I'm not falling for that third window shit. She fell for the third window shit. So when they gave her drink, she gets her stuff, she goes home, hella drinking, slurp, 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 whatever, whatever, till the end. And like, honestly, like, literally, like, my mouth is like, you know how like when you feel like you have to throw up, but like, and like your mouth just gets like mad, like watery. Like, that's how I feel when I read this, because she gets to the end and basically it's like a fucking, it's just mucus at the bottom. So somebody like either like, I don't fucking want to, guys, I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk about how it got in there. I don't want what orifice it came from. Like, I just don't. This is so nasty to me. And it happened here. So, and I know where it happened. And I don't eat McDonald's, so like that. So I have to like really like want a French fry from there. Like, I really don't eat that shit. But listen. I can't believe I just thought about that. So listen. I work in customer service. People are fucking assholes. I hate so many people. Like, I need to make that very clear. Let me look in the camera. I hate like a large number of people, right? So I get it, right? And on the other side, as a consumer, don't fucking touch my shit. Don't put your fucking bodily fucking fluids in my shit. But also, wait for the person that fucking deserved it. I don't know, from the story that the lady is telling, I don't really see how she deserved it. I don't know if we'll ever hear the fucking workers' side of the story. So, I don't know. It just seems like a waste of a, like, you know what I'm saying? Of a messing up an order. Like, there was definitely going to be somebody later on that day that was going to irritate the fuck out of you and really be on some bullshit and really not to make no sense. And you really could have used that. And again, not condoning people doing anything to people's food, because that's fucking gross. And it should be illegal, I feel like. But I don't know. Whether or not, if it is or not, I don't really know. Just don't do that shit. But if you are, like, get the fuck out of here and be way more selective with it. It really makes no sense. Like, people are abusive as shit in fucking customer service. Use it where it fucking counts. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, let's move on. All right. So we're going to stay in Nevada for a minute. So some more local news for you. Sadie Hawkins is the pinup. And this is a dance. I think we all know this, but this is a dance where the girls ask the boys out. Right. Okay. So people always want to come up with like new and exciting and fun ways to invite people to Sadie Hawkins. So similar to prom, right? You want to be like the biggest prom proposer or whatever the fuck, right? Cool. A school in Henderson, Nevada, which is just like 10 or 15 miles. Like, it's not that far. It's like, it's basically like, I don't want to say Vegas Junior, and I feel really weird because I'm not local. Like, I mean, I've been here for a long time, but I didn't grow up here, so I feel really weird like labeling places stuff out here. But I mean, it's right next to Vegas. I'll say that, right? Like, it's a car, like a little car ride. Like, no time. Okay. Now, again, I just stated that I didn't grow up here. I don't like know a lot about like the high schools and stuff. I went to one high school for the last 2 years of high school out here, and then, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know a lot about high schools. But one thing that I've definitely heard about the school that this happened at is that it's racist as fuck. And I've heard this by multiple people, like multiple people. So Henderson police just tend to be like more racist to me personally, you know, in my experience. And it just seems like a real like racist place in general, okay? And people definitely have said that Foothills, that's what school it is a racist ass school. So it would be, to me, it seemed not out of ordinary, wrong. And I want to be clear, it's fucking wrong, and she shouldn't have fucking did it. Absolutely wrong. I definitely need to make that clear. It's fucking wrong. But not out of fucking pocket is what I'm trying to tell you guys. So the girl, a white girl, did this poster because she would take somebody to Sadie Hawkins. And I fucking bet, and nobody's saying, no fucking news outlet is saying, if the person that she was proposing to was a black boy or a white boy, but I fucking guarantee you it was a black boy. Like I'm like 85% sure it was a black boy. Like, cause like white people like to joke with each other, but when it's racist shit, they prefer to joke it with us. Like, so I just feel very strongly that that's definitely what happened. Okay, so anyway, the poster, let me pull it up so I can read it to you, said, if you went to Sadie's with me, it would take my breath away. And it was a drawing of George Floyd, at the bottom of the poster. And if you thought that it was just a random picture of a black dude, she wrote his name on the side. George Floyd. Okay, so I know she's not trying to be a rapper because it don't rhyme. What the fuck? What was the reason? And so now everybody's in an uproar, and the school district's like, we're looking into it, and we don't condone this. But again, don't know a lot about a lot of stuff a lot of schools out here. But I know fucking Foothills is racist as fuck. So I don't know that anybody's really looking into it. And I don't know that girl's going to be reprimanded or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Because that's kind of how they get down over there. Like, I've even heard that in Henderson, they have like bumper stickers to like say how they feel about things. And I'll just leave it at that. So, anyway, let's move on. I mean, because there's no end to that story because they are not going to do anything to her, and they're looking into it. So, unfortunately, we just have to leave it at that, I guess. Like, isn't that fucking ridiculous? Like, isn't it fucking ridiculous that, like, these are even considered to be jokes? These are even things that are considered to be funny. Like, the poster was absolutely fine without any mention of a black person. The expression taking your breath away has been used in expressing love or like or whatever. So it would have made sense without that. So like, it's like troubling to me to like where these are the jokes this is the material that you have to pull for jokes. Like, do better. Like, it's easy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, hell in a handbasket, guys. Anyway, speaking of fucking white women and just saying things that aren't necessary. Gwyneth Paltrow. If you guys don't know her, she is a world-renowned dildo and candle maker. She's also an actress or whatever. whatever. So anyway, she has this like funny like way of like trying to claim things that have like already been done or like that have already been invented. So like, I don't know if you guys follow Gwyneth Paltrow, but like years ago, like when yoga like became like really popular with her crowd, she was very adamant in letting people know that she basically is like, not, I don't want to say created it, but she definitely was like, she was the first person to do it. Like, how was you the first person to do it when other people did it to create it? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, what are you even saying to me? Anyway, so she said that at one point. She also said that she polarized or the term conscious uncoupling, which I don't even, who even uses these terms? Like, who even says stuff like this? I don't even know what she's talking about, girl. And then also, more recently, which is the reason I bring her up, is that Gwyneth Paltrow, the founder of GOOP, somebody took a picture of, or somebody posted a picture. It was New York Times. And they had a picture of her back in February of last year when she had a mask on. And her first comment about this, like, it wasn't the norm for this stuff to be happening, but you were doing it. And what made you make it a norm for you at that point? And instead of her just talking about her own experience and all stuff like that, she had to go on to say that basically she was the first person to do it. She basically, this is the response. I want to give it to you straight. It says, "This is a familiar pattern in my life. I do something early. Everyone is like, what is she doing? She's insane. And then it's adopted by the culture and seen." Okay, so, bitch, what? Like, so people saw you with the mask on in February when we were kind of understanding that there was a virus out there since about October, November at that point. And you're telling me that in February of 2020 that you were wearing a mask and people were like gasping and stopping in the street and saying, by golly, why on earth would she be wearing a mask? No, people were like, oh, she must have COVID is probably what we were thinking. Because at that point, the CDC and everybody was saying it wasn't necessary for all of us to wear masks, mostly because they needed time to ramp up the fucking production of having masks because we all weren't wearing them. And so they were basically saying, if you feel sick or if you are going to be around people that are sick, you should be wearing masks. So that's why. So when we saw you wear a mask in February, girl, we just thought you were sick. We thought you had the Rona. Like, we didn't think, oh, look at this bitch, a trendsetter. Like, no, we didn't think that. Like, we were all full aware of what was kind of happening. So, but honestly, guys, she's just playing into like being a white lady, and white ladies always have to like feel like that they were the cause or the start of something. And I don't know why. Like, I don't know. Like, we use like revolving, like the earth, like the world revolve around you. We use that like very lightly when a lot of times it's strictly directed like at like how white women be. Like, I don't know. Like, I could be wrong, but I'm usually not. So, at least not to myself. So, I don't know. So, girl, you did not fucking set the trend. And it's not a fucking trend, bitch, when it's a fucking pandemic. It's not a fucking trend when there's a virus, okay? So, like, what are you even saying? Like, girl, go back to Goop. Keep making those fucking dicks that can sit on your fucking nightstand and look like a decor so that your fucking kid. Like, first of all, why are you everybody's like, the reason, okay, sorry. You guys are going to have to go on her website. I think it's sold out, but you should still be able to see it. She fucking sells gold ass dildos for like $3,400. But there's also this one that she's like, you don't have to hide it or whatever. You could like sit it on your fucking nightstand and it's like decor. So my kid can pick it up and start playing with it. Like, I'd rather continue to keep mine hidden and locked away. Thank you very much. Like, bitch, I don't want my dildo as a statement piece. I don't talk about that shit. Like, anyway, I can't with this shit. Okay, so anyway, let's move on because she's driving me crazy. All right, so I know you guys seen the video. Some guys in Manhattan fucking ran through the fucking Chanel store. Basically, they just ran in there, broad daylight, took mad shit, and one dude had a gun. The security guard was like, yo, I have a gun. And he was like, me too. What are you gonna do? Shoot me? Like, it was literally like a movie. And if you guys haven't seen the video, please go fucking see the video. It's fucking insane. Go see the video. Just type in Soho Chanel and you'll find it. They fucking ran in there so fucking fast. It really happened super, like, so fast. It was crazy fast this shit happened. Like, crazy fast. I can't even fucking believe it. Anyway, so he got arrested. So, the main guy. Oh, I don't even know if he was the main guy. I feel like we're just saying he's the main guy because he's the only one who's fucking bragging about it. So, after this happens, one of the dudes comes up and he gets on Instagram and basically he's like, saying, like, I could start a mini boutique. Like, and what happens when you brag on the internet? Well, what happens? Right. You get fucking caught. And yeah, he was in Florida, but you still got caught. Like, and you still can't use any of that stuff. Like, why don't niggas know? Listen, and again, I'm not condoning stealing things or any of that. I'm not condoning that. But what I am saying is, if you go stealing shit, like, what are you doing, like, with this? What is y'all motherfucking obsession with telling social media y'all business? What is it? What is it? Like, why can't y'all just enjoy things? Like, the fucking girl that fucking moved to, I can't even fucking remember where she moved, like Peru or Bali. She moved somewhere where after the coronavirus hit, her girl left. They were living the life on no money. And what did she do? Went on the internet. And now she got fucking deported. So now she back out here wearing masks and shit like Gwyneth Paltrow. And also, I fucking forgot to tell y'all, the fucking mask that Gwyneth was saying she was trend-setting with, first of all, was one of the first masks on the list to be like, don't wear those. Because even though she might not have contracted it, her little fucking goop fucking droplets was getting out of the fucking mask and possibly onto you. So while you over there think you trend-setting, girl, you spreading viruses and shit. And she ended up getting corona. So she was one of the first people to get corona. So there's that. Congratulations. Oh my God. Okay. So anyway. All right. Let's move on. So anyway, the dude got fucking arrested. They have to fucking extradite him back to fucking New York. But they're saying that might not even happen until fucking April. So there's that. All right. So, and also his friends ain't saying nothing. So again, if you would just pay attention and know that if you don't fucking go on the internet, people don't know that you did stuff. Right? Right? All right, let's move on. Sorry. It's my mama. All right. Anyway, so let's move on. Okay, so a guy in Europe. Hilarious. This is probably my favorite story of the evening. And it's very short and sweet, but it's so funny. Okay, so basically, he was on lockdown, like everybody else. Most everybody in UK and stuff were on lockdown and shit. And he was very fucking tired of his fucking neighbor, if it's not his neighbors, his fucking roommates. He's like, I hate it here. And we've all gone through that, like, where we've definitely hated the fucking people that we were, well, some people have gone through this issues of being locked up with people that they don't really care about or really don't really like or don't really love to be around. They found out they were super like, oh, you my best friend, girl, or like, oh, like I love you so much, and then you like got to like had to like that person, and it just didn't fare too well. Right? So many people have decided to like separate their houses and like you stay on this side, you stay on this side. Some people have just broken quarantine and just bounced. You gotta do what you gotta do. This dude in the UK, he did what needed to be done. He called the police on himself. And not for starting a fight or anything in the fucking house, but he called the police on himself because he was wanted. He was wanted, and the people that he was staying with were housing him. And he got so fucking tired of them that he called the police on himself so he can go to fucking jail just so he could be by himself. Because he was fucking tired of them. He was tired of sharing his space with them. He was tired of talking to them. He was tired of fucking getting beat by them in Uno. Whatever was happening in the house, you feel what I'm saying? Like, they were getting on his nerves. He called the fucking police on himself. He went to jail. Listen. Now, here's my question, right? Okay, you could be mad at who you got stuck in quarantine with. That's cool. But, and let's say, if it's me, right? Let's say, like, we're in quarantine and you like, bitch, I cannot. And you call the fucking police on yourself. Before you fucking press that last one on that 9-1, nigga, I need to make sure that I'm not going to jail to fucking aiding and abetting. Like, hello? Like, you calling the fucking police talking about, yo, I'm a fugitive and y'all need to come pick me up, but they come into my house. Like, are we sure that I'm not going to get in trouble for this? Like, we haven't talked about this. This is not like this. I don't want to go to jail too. Like, I was fine here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was like so funny to me. Like, definitely like one of my like favorite fucking stories this week. One of my fucking least favorite stories this week is all the shit that's happened in fucking Texas. And I'm not gonna like spend like too much time on this. I'm not there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? All I know is just from the things that I'm reading and the things that I'm seeing. And it's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. And I was like thinking like, and I hate when stuff like this happens because I'm such a like the kind of like personality and spirit that I have. I'm just like, well, why don't we just have plans for that? Why don't we just plan for that? Why don't fucking cities have plans for disasters, all type of disasters, even if you're only used to fucking tornadoes and whatever the fuck you guys have? Like, why aren't the government officials planning for these things? You know that things are happening with the fucking ozone layer. Like, you know that we're having fucking global fucking warming issues. Like, you've seen the fucking weirdness in the weather, like in the past years. Like, why aren't people making better pre-decisions? Like, a la Minority Report? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are we not like... And that's how I know I'm not built for like politics and stuff, because I know that sounds like some fucking fairy tale shit to people who are like truly into that shit, because it's a lot of fucking moving parts. And most importantly, it's money, right? Fuck it, right? Oh, fuck money. Because it always is fucking the fucking cause of some bullshit. And so when I'm sitting here like, why don't they just plan for this? Like, there should be a plan Z, and if for some reason the fucking sky opens up and all this shit happens, there should have been a better, just a better emergency response is what I'm asking for. And I know, and I've just in the reading that I've done, I know that the electric company planned to do the rollouts, right? The power rollouts or rollovers or rollouts, rolling outages, something. Y'all, this motion. Anyway, and I guess that they just didn't, it wasn't powerful enough to roll back on, is what I'm understanding is happening. And instead of telling people or explaining to the city officials that could do stuff about it, like, yo, this isn't really working the way that we thought it was going to work, and you should probably take other measures. Like, I just feel like and I'm blaming a lot of this on the company, because they should know more about the locations that they're in. Again, I don't know. I'm not super well versed on like the fucking actualities of this shit, but like just me, like being me and just thinking about that shit. Like, I just think about, I blame them because they had opportunities to tell everyone else, like, yo, this shit's fucked. And instead of trying to just do some shit, like, oh, we just gonna roll them out, like roll the fucking power out and it'll be fine, it'll come back on, without ever really being sure if it actually would. I just think that was very irresponsible. And that irresponsibility caused deaths, like the loss of a lot of stuff. Like, and I'm not even concerned about the stuff, honestly, to be honest. I don't know what anyone would have been able to do in a lot of those situations, like the pipes bursting. Like, yeah, we could talk about like the age of the fucking buildings and all that stuff, but like I'm thinking more of talking about the lives of people, the people's lives that were lost here. Like, there should have been a better plan, but then, and that's what I thought at first. But then I'm thinking I kind of got to blame the fucking company because they didn't tell people that they were going to be out of power for days. They're thinking it's just something that's going to happen within the one day and it's all good. Everything goes back to normal. And I feel like I know that they had to have had an opportunity to say, hey, this isn't working the way we thought it was. And I think you guys need to figure something else out. That's all I'm saying. A lot of people fucking lost their lives and it was unnecessary. Like I said, the car accidents, the freezing pipes, not a lot of stuff you could do about that. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, I get that. I mean, because Texas isn't a place that gets a lot of snow, so you really can't expect it to be a place, to be in a position like a place like Chicago that has mass salt trucks for days when snow comes down. So our accidents, not that they don't happen, but they have to be significantly less than other people who aren't prepared, streets prepared for stuff like that, right? But I'm talking about the deaths cold from people not having like necessities to like live, dying of carbon monoxide because they're using to keep themselves warm in their house. Like, there has to be better precautions to be taken. Like, there has to be emergency. Like, I know people try not to plan all the way for fucking plan Z, but like, I think when it comes to the welfare of people, I think you have to. But again, I know the logistically, people are greedy and money, and I don't know. So that's why I'm just going to start my own utopia, and you guys can come if you want. All right, so let's move on. So I know you guys seen those pictures going around about the Delta plane that's falling in people's backyards and shit, like Donnie Darko and shit. I have to be honest, when I first saw it, I definitely thought that it was a fucking Spirit plane. And listen, I see no yellow on that plane, but I knew in my heart that nothing is more raggedy than a Spirit plane. And look at Spirit. Look at Spirit. I'm still saying the Spirit. Delta. So somebody posted a picture of like out the window. Like, if you do you get, I don't know. I hope somebody gets this. If you guys have watched the fucking Twilight Zone, there's an episode of the Twilight Zone, and a lot of people have like spoofed it and like mimicked it, but like The guy is scared of flying, right? So he goes and he flies, and he's got a window seat by the fucking the what do you call it? This thing, the wing, right? And when he looks out, it's like an alien or some shit on there, right? And he's freaking out because nobody else is seeing this fucking alien, but it's definitely a fucking alien on that fucking thing. That's what that fucking video reminded me of. That whoever posted it, it was just the person who was sitting in that seat where the engine broke, or it broke, like it was on fire and things were off of it and it was a lot. And he was just filming the fucking engine just like being on fire and shit. And people were like, that's not real, blah, blah, blah. It hella was real. Like stuff was like debris and shit was falling. They had to like make an emergency landing at Salt Lake City. I think that they were going from Atlanta to Seattle, and they just did not make it, child. That thing was raggedy. Do you hear me? Like real Donnie Darko shit. Like whoever's fucking backyard and shit that fell into. But it was like everywhere. It wasn't in just like one location. It was fucking everywhere. Like, but anyway, they fucking landed safely. Nobody was hurt on the ground or in the fucking plane. They were able to get onto another one right after, and it was fine. I feel like I'm gonna need a couple hours, honestly, before I get back on a plane. After the plane I was just on, like, was on fire and shit. I don't know, but they would have to put me in a hotel or something so I could catch my breath. Like, and then like the calmness of the person that was recording the fucking engine like on fire was fucking insane. Like fucking insane. Anyway, finally, guys, finally. A DoorDash driver. And again, I would like to give you guys like my first takes on the fucking story. So let me tell y'all what I thought happened first, and then I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. So it said that a DoorDash person got a gun pulled out on her because she didn't give a nigga her phone number. So I immediately was like, dang, she went to go deliver his food. And he was like, hey, you're hella cute. Give me your number. She was like, no, just take your food, sir. And he was like, give me that number. Like, and he fucking like pulled the gun out on her, and she was like, okay. And then like did it because she obviously just wanted to go away. That's not all. She was in traffic. Dude pulled up next to her in a truck. She's in traffic with a dude in the car. So at this point, we don't know who this person is, but it's her and a dude. Okay, so you know he's crazy because he's fucking just talking to you openly when he sees another dude in the car. That's dangerous off top because you don't know anything about the other dude in the car, but whatever, right? Okay, so she's in the car with a dude. Dude pulls up to her on the side. He's like, hey, give me your number. She's like, I'm working and I'm cool. He fucking gets out the car, goes up to her car, pulls the gun out on her, and basically is like, give me your fucking phone. So she fucking unlocks it, gives him her phone. This nigga put his phone number in her phone. Followed himself on Instagram on her phone. And something else. Hold on, let me figure it out. He did something else that I was like, what the fuck? Okay, so then he was like, while he was doing all that, he was saying that he was gonna fuck up the dude that he said, I'm gonna fuck up your boyfriend too. And she's like, that's not my boyfriend, that's my brother. He was like, oh, well, it's a good thing that he not, because I was gonna fuck him up. Like, so something is really wrong with you. You saw her in a car with the dude and immediately was like, I'll just kill him or whatever. So, because I want her number. Like, what the fuck? Oh, let me see. Oh, okay. And he also took her phone number. So he copied her number into his phone, put his phone into her number, and followed himself on Instagram. So she know who he is. Like, obviously, after that, she just told. Because now I got your Instagram. Stupid. Like, you niggas are so stupid. So anyway, he in jail and shit. And that's the show. I didn't really think about a one-up for the week this week. So I'm just going to say, fuck the haters. Don't let people steal your fucking happiness. And I'll see you next week. I think that's good. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye.